So right now we want to look at analysis or forensic investigation using autopsy. What actually autopsy is used for? Autopsy is a forensic tool that is used for digital forensic analysis or investigation. So from the previous classes we have talked about what forensic is all about and what we need to know about forensic. So in this class or in this tutorial, our goal is to actually learn how to make use of forensic tools called Autopsy. So follow suit. If you have downloaded it, if you have not, please make sure you download it. So we have downloaded it already, and so if you have not downloaded it, go to the web browser and type digital forensic autopsy and then download it from there. So we have downloaded it, you see it like this, and then click install. So run and install. So install the tools. So follow suit, install. So all you need to do is to follow the installation processes or steps, so it's not too difficult to actually install Autopsy. So let's wait for it. So it might take a little time, but then you must be patient. So it has finished, so click finish. So you go back here, you see the Autopsy here. So right click on it, run as admin. So it will take you time for it to, since it is your first time, it will take a little time for it to set up all the modules and then configure the Autopsy for analysis. So since it's your first time, this is the flash screen that you see. The first flash screen asks you to create a new case, open a recent case, or open case. So if you have not actually created a new case before, if you don't have any new case or you want to create a new case, click on new case. If you have done something before and you want to open an existing case, then click open an existing case. So Autopsy see everything analysis as a new case. So click on new case. So it asks you to enter your case information. Let's say, what is the case name? Let me call it fraud, for example. Call the case name fraud. So where do I want to save it? I want to save it in our training. So I want to still save it in forensic. So I'll select where I want to save it. It says case type, is it single or multiple? I say single. I'll click next. It says add enter case information, though it's optional. It says case number, I'll say 101 or 1. It says examiner, let me say cyberlord. It says phone number 0916 or whatever. Let me just put a random number. So email, let's call it cyber at gmail at example.com. You can actually put the real information, no training. So if you want to add organization that you are doing such thing for, you click on manage organization. So let's say I want to add a new organization. Maybe the organization is not here. I'll click on new. I'll now put the information. Let's say I'm doing it for EFCC. So let me say organization name. Say point of contact. I'll say director. Email EFCC dot director at example.com. Phone number, I can leave that optional, but let me put something. Press OK. Then you close. You can see it has already selected. Then click finish. So it will create the case database for you based on the information you have filled to it to create the case database for you. So it will create a case database for you. So let's give it some time. So you can see that the case name here is called fraud. So depending on the case name, it says select host. So click next. Say what do you want to actually, so let's use disk image. That disk image we created in the other class. So please, if you have not watched the video on how to create a disk image, go back to the previous tutorial. So I'll click next. So I want to pick up where it is. So it's in our training forensic, and look at it here. So I'll open it. So this is the disk image we are using, and so click what next. So it says index simply means what you want it to analyze for you. So just leave it the way it is and click what next. So it is processing the data source and adding it to the local database. So that is what it's doing right now. So let's give it some time. So it has finished. You click what finish. So you can see it has finished, but then it's still, and if you come under here, you can see that it's still analyzing file from the local disk, from this our disk here. So look at it. So it might take some time, but you need to give it's worth it. So just give it some time for it to finish analyzing. When it finish analyzing, it will actually show you everything, and you see the analysis that will be performed on this file. So let's give it some time. Let it finish an analysis or analyzing the file, so we can carry out all this. So it's 59%. So it's 59%. So it might take a little time. So as it's still analyzing, let me just show you something briefly. So you can analyze something here. You can view your file based on the file type, or based on the deleted file, or based on the file size. So if you want to view the file that are in this particular evidence item we included, so you can now click on file type. So you can actually view based on extension. So you can say, if you look at images, say that you can find about 23 images, 13 archive. So let's click on it and see. So you look at the archive file, there we are able to find from this particular file. Let's look at images. So look at the images it was able to find from that particular file. Remember, it has not finished analyzing. So maybe if you finish analyzing, it will get more. Let's look at document. We're able to get about 5 different documents from this image. So as we're discussing, so to analyze a, a data using Autopsy, uh, you follow the processes that we just did on bringing in our data or our evidence inside the Autopsy. Bring our data inside the Autopsy. So when you look at it here like this, you say data source, and this is our data source, the local disk C here, which is actually our data source. The local disk C, which is our data source, you will see it here. So you will see it here, and when you look at it, you see data source, you see file data. You can, as I told you, you can do that either by, when you click on it, you see either by view file by the file type, the deleted file, and also the file size. So when you click on this, you see extension, so you can view file based on extension. And if you click on it, if you see a deleted file, remember he was not able to give us deleted file here because this has not finished analyzing. So if you finish analyzing, perhaps it might be able to recover deleted file for us. So you just hold on. Then once you view file based on the file size, this is 50 to 200 MB. We have 7 files that are around 50 to 200 MB. And if you go back, you see 2200 gig. You see this droid kit is more than around 200 to 1 gig. If you see above 1 gig, you see about 7 Autopsy, and Autopsy, Mesa, and Kali. They are more than actually 1 gig. So this how to view a file. You can also view file based on the artifact. The artifact simply means the metadata or the web download. So if you look at metadata, it's the introduction to cybersecurity. You see these are based on the data. So if you look at web development, that means what you got from downloading from the web, you see all of them here like this. So this is actually for that. So you can also see analysis result, maybe encrypted suspect. Encrypted suspect can actually be maybe a file that was encrypted as a result of maybe something was discovered on it. Either maybe malware was discovered or any other this thing was discovered. So you see OS, these are different OS, and it's telling us all these are from our system. So you also see target. A target can either be our score. A score can either be bad item or suspicious item. If you look at this, bad item simply means corrupted item. But then suspicious item means malicious item that have the likelihood of virus or Trojan or any other item. You see them here. So it's telling us that autopsy has the likelihood of that. So you can now see report. So these are the way you can actually analyze your data. So if your data contains communications, maybe it is the data you use are mobile based data, you will see that here. Mobile based data, you see that here. So you click on communication. So click on data source. Let's give it some time. It's still loading. Perhaps because it's still loading, that's why it's taking much time. So the communication visual has been opened. So if this contains messages or maybe it's a mobile forensic, you can see when we launch this, you can now see message, call log, summary, contact, image attached, and so on and so forth. So that's for communication, and see every other details here. Then for geolocations, geolocation is to determine if the file contains any location based before. It says no data source. So that means this data that we just use does not have any data that contains location. Then say time zone. This time zone determines timeline, mean to say this timeline determines the when activities or events were carried out. Say this thing is still incomplete, the index is still ongoing. Yeah, this is the index, it's still ongoing. So but let's continue. Let me show you how this is. So you'll see that here. You will see let this timeline finish loading. Let this timeline finish loading. So let's give it a while. So it has finished loading, but then it's still taking its time. So when the timeline loads, you see timeline based on count. It tells this red, green, and so on. It's telling us data that was actually on the event or the item, evidence item that we are analyzing. So you can say that there was data in that particular distance from 2010 down to 2016, and you see this green bars is telling us the one that is still available in that data. But then the red is showing us that some have been deleted already. So that's what it means. You can also view the details of all the data that we actually install or getting on that. So you can see based on chronological approaches, you see step by step on the time. If you click on it now, you see more information about it when it was actually installed. It says between, look at it here, it says between 2022 to and so on and so forth. And so you see all of them on it. So if you want to just list all the items that exist, you can just say list all of them, and you see the date here, the date and the time, the event, the descriptions, and so on and so forth. So that is all you do on the timeline. Give you more details about the time where a particular event was carried out. And so you see also discovery. Maybe you want to just check only images, video, or document. You can see that on discovery. So you also see if you want to generate report about this your case, you can just click on generate report. You can save it as HTML report, Excel report, file report, or whatever you want to do. So if I want to save as Excel, I'll click Excel, I'll click next, I'll click all result, I'll click what? Finish. So if I click finish right now, you see that it's saving the report in a prod or a report in a prod Excel. So this is actually how you generate your report using Autopsy. So thank you very much, and as you practice it on your own, if you have any question, please kindly let us know about it. So the report has been finished generating. You will see it here. So please try it out and let's know what the challenges you are passing through. So thank you and see you later.